Journal Record editor Ted Struley joins us now to discuss other stories making news in business this week. Hi, Ted.
Hi.
Thanks for being with us.
Glad to be here.
I understand there's a lot of talk now about funding a teacher pay raise without using so-called surplus money. What's that all about?
Well, as you know, the legislature determined that they had about $140 million they weren't expecting to have a couple of months ago, and Governor Fallin had suggested she might call a special session so that the legislature could vote on using that money to pay for a teacher pay raise. Preston Dorflinger, her chief budget negotiator, is looking at a possibility that would do just that, but he is also looking at some combinations where they might be able to fund a $5,000 across-the-board teacher pay raise without tapping into that surplus fund, which could then go back to the agencies or some other place. But they're still a little ways away from presenting that to anyone.
Oh, that's going to be really interesting to find out how they want to do that.
It will.
Next, a nursing home firing could have a broad effect on at-will employment. What's that about?
Well, this was an employee who called in sick and got fired, and he sued claiming a wrongful termination, and the state Supreme Court found ultimately in his favor because there's a statute that prevents healthcare workers from showing up for work when they're sick. What that could do, though, some attorneys told us, is that it could open the door for any number of other situations with employers who terminated an employee, that it gives some of those employees a much broader way to file a lawsuit. So attorneys are not in lockstep on that. We'll see how it plays out.
Well, a lawsuit involving induced earthquakes has been withdrawn. Do you know why?
Well, yeah, these were actually two separate lawsuits that were both withdrawn. They were both filed against Sandridge Energy some time ago, but the plaintiffs aren't going away. They're just regrouping and have said they're going to refile those lawsuits and make a stronger case.
And despite last week's agreement, it looks like it will be a while before water moves from Sardis Lake to Oklahoma City. Is that right?
Yeah, it's going to be a decade or two before there's any water coming this way. There's a great deal of infrastructure that has to be built before they can tap into that water.
All right, Ted Struley with the Journal Record. Thank you for being with us.
My pleasure.